After years of waiting, Sonic 3 has finally hit theaters, and as expected, it's a massive success. The movie delivers an action-packed story, but did you manage to catch all the hidden Easter eggs and secret details scattered throughout the film? Sonic 3 kicks off in a setting that fans of Sonic Adventure 2 will immediately recognize: Prison Island. In Sonic lore, this island is actually a GUN base that has existed since the 1940s. The fact that it's a Japanese island also explains something really cool. The fight scenes shown in the trailer, featuring Shadow taking on GUN soldiers at night in Tokyo, are actually part of the movie's opening sequence. So if you haven't watched it yet, get ready for some intense action right from the start. During this sequence, Dr. Robotnik's logo flashes on the prison's security system, and shortly after, we see Shadow waking up after being imprisoned for 50 years. But hold on, there's still a lot of mystery surrounding this scene, and it's not immediately clear what's happening. Today, we're going to reveal the most incredible secrets and Easter eggs hidden in Sonic 3. If you want to have your mind blown, stick with us and check out this video now. Still talking about Prison Island, this is where Shadow absolutely demolishes the GUN soldiers, then speeds across the water's surface before getting cornered in the heart of Tokyo. All of this happens in quick succession because, in the movie's story, Tokyo is located very close to the island where Shadow was imprisoned. The most interesting part, this is the first time Shadow is seeing the modern world. Now, stepping away from Shadow's journey for a bit, we move from Japan to where Sonic is about to take part in a race designed to keep him distracted from a surprise birthday party being prepared for him. But there's a detail here that many people might have overlooked: Maddie's outfit. She's wearing pink, and if you're a fan of the franchise, you already know what that means. In the previous movies, Maddie's clothing color has always hinted at a new character's appearance. In the first film, she wore yellow. Who showed up? Tails. In the second movie, she wore black and red. Who did that match? Shadow. And now, with Maddie wearing pink, who do you think is making an appearance in this movie? That's right, Amy Rose. This is a very clear clue that Sonic's longtime love interest is finally making her way into the story. So if there's one important lesson here, it's this: always keep an eye on Maddie's outfit colors in the next movies, because they might hint at which new character will appear. Sonic's birthday party was going great until GUN suddenly crashes the celebration. This is when we're introduced to Director Rockwell, played by Kristen Ritter. During the conversation, she refers to Sonic's group as Team Sonic. If you're a fan of the games, this name should sound very familiar because it's the exact same title given to the trio in the classic Sonic Heroes. This could be a strong indication that the next movies in the franchise will follow this game's storyline, which means we might get to see the introduction of 3 more teams: Team Dark, Team Rose, and Team Chaotix. After Director Rockwell takes Sonic and his friends to Tokyo to capture Shadow, we finally get the first major showdown. And as expected, Shadow comes out on top. With the power of chaos, he defeats his opponents with ease, proving just how incredibly powerful he is. But to make a quick getaway, he uses a very special vehicle: his Dark Rider motorcycle. If you've played the Shadow the Hedgehog game, you'll recognize it instantly. It's the exact same bike he rides in the game. One of the biggest plot twists happens during the Chow Garden restaurant scene when GUN reveals its version of Shadow's origin story. During the conversation, the GUN commander explains his perspective on the Black Hedgehog's past, and here's the big change. Instead of being an experiment created by Gerald Robotnik with the help of Black Doom, the new story suggests that Shadow actually crashed into Earth inside a meteor. This change could significantly alter the direction of the franchise in the movies, as it might completely remove the Black Arms aliens from the storyline. But will this new origin story for Shadow be maintained in future films? Amidst a chaotic battle at the Chow Garden restaurant, Dr. Eggman's robots launch missiles everywhere. During the attack, the GUN commander is gravely injured, but before losing consciousness, he hands Sonic a special card. This card isn't just any ordinary item. It's one of 2 keys needed to activate GUN's most powerful weapon, the Eclipse Cannon. The second key is in London, which is why the film's storyline eventually takes our heroes to England. Now, in honor of Sonic's 3rd movie, drop a comment below with Hedgehog to prove that you're also a fan of the fastest character in gaming. With the loss of the commander, Agent Stone steps in to inform Sonic that this entire situation isn't part of Dr. Eggman's plan. In fact, the villain himself has already been defeated by a mysterious figure. This reinforces the idea that Gerald Robotnik's reveal in the trailers might not have been necessary. It could have been kept secret to create a bigger impact on the audience. Stone then takes Team Sonic to where Ivo Robotnik is being held inside a massive mechanical crab, which was already seen in the trailer. There, the characters realize they must join forces to uncover who is truly behind all this chaos. Another intriguing aspect of the movie is that it presents 2 different versions of what happened to Maria Robotnik, the girl who was Shadow's best friend. The first version suggests that Shadow was so powerful that his chaos energy went out of control, resulting in an explosion that destroyed the GUN facility and took Maria's life. The second version tells a different story. Shadow and Maria were inseparable, and there was never a loss of energy control. Instead, according to this account, GUN raided Gerald Robotnik's lab, and one of the soldiers accidentally shot an energy tank, causing a massive explosion. This completely alters the original story from the games, where Maria is shot by a GUN agent and asks Shadow to protect humanity before she dies. Additionally, Black Doom, the leader of the Black Arms aliens, isn't even mentioned. One of the most entertaining moments in the movie happens when Team Sonic follows the trail of a stolen robot brought to Prison Island, the same place where Shadow and Maria first met and where the big explosion occurred. Knuckles is visibly uncomfortable in this location, and there's a hilarious reason for that. He's afraid of ghosts. This detail is a direct reference to a stage in Sonic Adventure 2, where Knuckles has to fight a ghost called King Boom Boo. After escaping from the old GUN stronghold, where Eggman had already betrayed the Hedgehog and his team, the heroes make their way back to Tom and Maddie's house. This scene appears in the trailer, but there are a few interesting details that weren't widely discussed in analyses. 1. Tom appears to be building a replica of the Taj Mahal. And for those who don't know, this Indian landmark is a declaration of love to a pregnant wife. 2. Maddie is once again wearing pink, further reinforcing the reference to Amy Rose. 3. There are a lot of loaves of bread scattered around the house, and if you connect this to the Taj Mahal replica, it might hint at a possible pregnancy for Maddie. After all, in many cultures, the phrase "a bun in the oven" is used as a playful way to indicate that a baby is on the way. During their trip to London in search of the second Eclipse Cannon key, Sonic makes multiple references to British culture, mentioning the royal family and even recreating the iconic street crossing from the cover of the Beatles' famous album. To infiltrate the GUN stronghold in London, Gerald and Ivo Robotnik need to blend in. And how do they do that? With an impromptu dance number inside a room shaped like the Chaos Emerald. This unexpected and funny moment pays homage to some of Sonic's most iconic game sequences. If you've been following Sonic's cinematic universe, you probably already know that Knuckles has his own spin-off series. This connection is crucial because, in the movie, the heroes need to find the Chaos Emerald, and guess who knows exactly where it is? That's right, Knuckles himself. However, the one guarding the Emerald is Wade Whipple, a character who will also appear in the Knuckles series. This further strengthens the interconnection between the movies and the expansion of this cinematic universe. If you love movies, games, and animated shows from pop culture, you definitely don't want to miss the chance to subscribe to the channel right now. Without giving away too many spoilers, in the final battle, Ivo Robotnik discovers that his grandfather, Gerald, isn't trying to take over the world. He wants to destroy it. This clash of interests leads to an epic showdown, and for the fight, both characters don robotic armor inspired by mechanical insects. In the Sonic game universe, Dr. Eggman has always had numerous machines with insect-inspired designs, so this battle isn't just intense, it's also a huge reference to the games. Meanwhile, Shadow demonstrates his true power by extracting Chaos Emerald energy from Sonic. The moment they both race to reclaim the gem, an explosion occurs and they both transform into their golden super forms. This fight isn't just a direct reference to the games, it's also a clear homage to the legendary Saiyan battles in Dragon Ball Z. It's impossible not to think of Goku and Vegeta facing off in their Super Saiyan forms. Remember that scene from the trailer where Robotnik asks for one of Sonic's quills? Well, that detail plays a crucial role in the final battle. The quill collected by Eggman turns out to be the key to defeating Gerald Robotnik. It's interesting how the villain's obsession with gathering Sonic's quills ultimately becomes the very thing that allows him to triumph over his grandfather. This small detail is subtle but makes a significant impact on the story. The scene from the trailer where the Eclipse Cannon destroys part of the moon unfolds differently in the actual film. Before Gerald is defeated, the weapon is already primed to fire, and the heroes must act quickly to prevent the blast from hitting Earth. The big twist here is that the cannon wasn't initially aimed at the moon. Instead, the heroes managed to divert the shot at the last second, leading to the moon's partial destruction. This unexpected change adds even more tension to the movie's climax. One of the most emotional scenes in the movie involves Ivo Robotnik and Shadow. At a crucial moment, both characters make the ultimate sacrifice to destroy the Eclipse Cannon, ensuring the planet's safety. This moment is a direct reference to Dr. Eggman's iconic announcement in Sonic Adventure 2. However, unlike the game, this time he isn't planning to destroy Earth. He's trying to save it. Additionally, Shadow also sacrifices himself, finally fulfilling Maria's dream. This moment could hold even more weight, as it might be Jim Carrey's final appearance as Robotnik if the actor truly decides to retire from the role. As if all of this wasn't enough, there are two post-credit scenes. The first reveals that Sonic is being tracked by an advanced robot. And who is it? Metal Sonic. But he's not alone. The scene ends with the revelation of an entire army of Metal Sonics, hinting that they will play a major role in future films. In the second post-credit scene, we see a hooded figure wielding a hammer, destroying robots along the way. When she finally removes her hood, it's revealed to be Amy Rose. This scene confirms the official introduction of the character and sets the stage for a potential Sonic 4 storyline. And just when we thought everything was over, one final scene suggests that Shadow is still alive. We only see his hands and feet picking up his signature bracelets, implying that he could return in the next film, or maybe even get his own solo movie. Could we see a Shadow solo film before Sonic 4? Or perhaps a spin-off series focused on the anti-hero? The theories have begun. We've selected 2 more videos for you to watch and enjoy. See you in the next one.